Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is me, Springforce, and we're back again with another FNAF Ultimate Collection. But it's different this time. It's FNAF The Ultimate Collection 2, because unfortunately I had lost the last version that I was trying to remaster, and I had to start over again, which is one of the reasons why I've been gone for so long. Did actually post a little bit on the community post. I'd also lost the FNAF map that I've been using for the roleplays and everything, but I've managed to rebuild. Also, if you're hearing the song in the background, that's the FNAF World OST in the background. I believe it's from the Fazbear's Hill part of the game. But yeah, I've got that in the background. So today we're going to be checking out the FNAF Ultimate Collection 2 mod, showing you all the improvements I've made with some of the animatronics. Just so you know, it doesn't have every animatronic in it, but this will be update 1 coming out, so it's not going to be, you know, the last update. There's going to be more after this, but there's there's 101 animatronics in this mod so far. So let's just get into it. Alright, so this is Phantom BB. His model has changed quite a bit. He is actually taller than the player, which I don't think he was meant to be too short in the game anyway, from what I'd seen. Obviously when he's in the office and we're sitting down, he's a bit taller than us, so I'm not sure whether he's taller than us or shorter than us. But I believe his design does look a lot better. You know, his face is more circular, it's not as square, his body's also more circular. I think all in all he just came out pretty well. Also, by the way, these aren't in specific order. They're just like all spread out. So I don't know who the next one's going to be. It might not even be a Phantom. We'll just see. Anyway, to the next. Okay, so this is a new animatronic. Not one from FNAF itself. This is completely original by me. This is meant to be for Season 0. Actually in the back there, the farthest away chest all the way over there is for Season 0, which is actually new, which is going to be coming to the roleplay series, which at the end of this episode I'm going to be showing you some of the map, at least, of what I built so far. It's not finished yet. It's about maybe 80 to 75% done, at least for Season 1 is complete, Season 2 is complete, Season 3 is, I'd say, pretty much complete, but Season 0 is like half complete, maybe less than that, because it's meant to be an underground and the pizzeria, and it's meant to be a fun park, but I've changed the name to theme park instead of fun park, just because it makes it a bit longer, the name. I'll actually have to show you some of the names, what they're actually meant to be called, the titles of them, which I'll also show you that near the end of the episode. But yeah, I think this model came out pretty well. It's meant to be more of a vintage model, made around, I believe, what I'm going for the long. I haven't written the scripts yet. I'm going to be writing them soon, because that's one thing I'm adding to these new remasters, which is going to be proper new remasters now. But I believe it's from 1950s is what I wanted to go for. So very, very, very long time ago, before even, you know, William joined Fazbear Entertainment in Milo, by the way, just so you know, because it's kind of different to the regular FNAF one. But yeah, I think his model came out well. I like how the endoskeleton and like it's in half. I think it looks pretty cool. Anyway, to the next. Alright, so this next one here, I'm actually surprised these two are right next to each other when I look through the spawn eggs, but this is Golden Bear. I forgot to tell you the name of the first one. That is Withered Golden Bear. This is Golden Bear. They also have the first part of the name, so it's more of Security Golden Bear. So if you're writing it to try and get the spawn egg, it's Security Golden Bear. The other one's called Withered Security Bear, so it's quite a long name, but that's kind of what I wanted to go for these guys' names. Again, I think he came out pretty well. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Also, if any of you know about how to do animations, because I know actually how to like do the animations, I'm just not sure how to code them into Minecraft itself. I was wondering if any of you guys knew how to do it, and I could start doing it with these models, getting them to walk around and everything. These are test models though, these ones are meant to be still, but I wanted to add spawn eggs in the future for ones that actually walk around. But I don't know how to implement animations to Minecraft using Blockbench, by the way. I'm using Blockbench. But I know it has something to do with coding. I'm trying to learn coding at the minute. But I need a little bit of help with that. Anyways, to the next. Alright, this is Withered Security Fox. Probably should have put like the regular securities first, then the Withereds, but this is Withered Security Fox. These security characters were not the first characters I started making when I first decided, oh, I'm going to remaster the FNAF The Ultimate Collection mod and turn it into number 2. Just because I lost the other version, I was like, well, if I'm going to be remaking it from scratch, I may as well, you know, make it number 2. And I took my time with all these models. They took each model in this add-on took around 4 to 6 hours to make between each model. Some of them were less time than others, just because some of them are easier to do like others. For instance, Panstam, which we'll get to him later, and all the other trash in the gang, they were a lot easier to do, just because they're not as big, they don't use as much blocks, and you don't have to, you know, rotate them as much with these ones. But yes, let's get on to the next model now. Right everyone, so this is the next model I am showing off. This is Plushtrap. I know he's a little big. I'm probably going to shrink him soon. I would say his model looks a lot better than the old model though. Also, if you realise, every model I'm showing you has hands and toes, which my original models did not have hands or toes. Even Plushtrap has hands, even though they're tiny hands, but he has hands, so I mean. And I've been trying to rotate things more, so like the ears, sometimes opening the mouth a little bit instead of just keeping it fully closed. Just bending out the arms a little bit too. Legs are pretty still, except for with, you know, Withered Security Fox over there. But I think this model came out well. I mean, he looks like Plushtrap to me at least, so I'm happy with it. Anyway, oh yeah, before I go on to the next, if you're wondering how I'm doing this camera thing up here, it's a camera mod on Bedrock. If you search up on MCpedia camera mod, you'll probably find it on there. It wasn't too hard to find for me. There are a couple other ones on there, but some of them are outdated. Make sure to read the comments underneath to make sure, you know, it's not outdated. But yeah, on to the next. Okay, so this is Unwithered Freddy. So the fixed version of Withered Freddy. He's pretty tall. I thought they would be tall, so you know when we see him coming out of the back room, and we see him from that first camera, they are quite tall in that hallway. Like, they're taller than most door frames. They were taller than the door itself. And most doors in for the season 1 and 2, they tend to be 3 blocks tall. So he's around 4 blocks tall, if I remember, or he's 3.5. One of the two. I do believe he's 4 blocks tall though, because a regular player is like 2 blocks tall, I believe, or 1.5. I don't know. But yeah. Let me know your thoughts on all these models, by the way. Which one you actually think is your favourite? Which one is your least favourite? Which ones you think I can improve upon? Let me know everything in the comments so I can actually, you know, work on what you want me to work on. And any models or any animatronics you'd like to see in this add-on, let me know in the comment section and I'll try and add them. I have the Fazbear's Fright ones I've been trying to make at the minute. I need to do the FNAF 2 animatronics, not the Withereds or the Unwithereds, but the toy animatronics themselves. I'm only missing like the regular ones that actually have toy in front of them, so I've done Puppet and I've done BB. I haven't done Mangle though, which Mangle is going to be next on my list. Anyways, let's get on to the next. Here's Withered Chica. Speaking about the Withereds, you know, we have Withered Chica here. I was literally just talking about it in the last part. But I think her face turned out quite well compared to the last one. Also, if you've realised, each one of these I've actually been making their eyes instead of just painting it on, because I thought it would look cooler with their eyes actually, you know, placed on instead of drawn on. thinks it adds a bit of character to her. She also has, you know, the actual Chica feet this time. And each one of these actually have the shoulder things, you know. I forgot what they're called now. Shoulder pads, I think that's what they're called. But yeah, all of the animatronics actually have them now, which in the last one, I believe only a select few had them. Might have just been the FNAF ones. But now all of them will have the knee pads, shoulder pads, toes, and hands, except for obviously with Chica because she lost her hands. Yeah. Now let's get on to the next. Alright everyone, this is also a new animatronic from Season 0, just like the security ones are. This guy's also a new one. His name is Wooly the Wolf. And as you can tell, he can open his jaw kind of like a Funtime animatronic can. And this is going to have a red button. The thing on his chest looks like the speakers from, you know, FNAF 5. But this is actually meant to be, I believe, what I want to go for the story. Don't know yet, isn't fully written out, so don't quote me on it. I believe I'm going to make it an illusion disc, which will kind of connect with what Season 3 was about with illusion discs, except for the Nightmare animatronics over in it. But I'm not going to spoil that series too much because I'm about to make a remaster, and probably most of you haven't seen the original, which I don't blame you, to be honest. I wasn't really talking until halfway through, and even halfway through I didn't have the mic I do now, or the mic I had a couple months ago before I had disappeared because of my mods disappearing, and yeah, I don't think you need to know all that. Anyway, let's get on to the next model. Okay, so this is Nightmare Chica. As you can tell, compared to Wooly the Wolf over them, she's taller than him by about, I don't know, 0.5 blocks. So about a half of a block. So a slab. But yeah, she is way more bulky. She has these nightmarish claws, which are different to Wooly the Wolf's over there. Her feet are different, but they're kind of out of the camera. That's my bad right there. And I made sure her teeth are actually bigger than other animatronics, except for obviously the other nightmares, because all the nightmares have quite sharp teeth. And I remember to give her those 2 different eyes and all, which I don't even think I did that in the original or the remaster, but I never got onto the nightmares in the remaster, so yeah. Now let's go on to the next one. Okay, here is Nightmare Freddy. I think he looks pretty accurate in the face to the actual Nightmare Freddy from the games. Don't get me wrong, I could have done a bit better on the withering on his torso instead of just adding blocks, but that's always something I can improve on. If you guys think it looks odd, I can always go back and change it. But the head actually took me about, just the head alone took me around 2 hours, which makes sense. It just looked pretty accurate, and I was actually like looking at images, looking at people checking out like models of some other creators have made, and that's how I kind of got to this design, which I think looks pretty good. Anyways, let's get on to the next. Okay, now we have withered security a little bit. Now this one was never meant to be in the original. It was just meant to be security bears, security bunny, security fox, and security chicken. This one, on the other hand, is a completely new one, and I did it because the original security fox was an orange and it was orange and purple, I believe, which I kind of went, oh well, if it's orange and purple, well, the 2 technical colors for Lolbit, and then, you know, made, I believe that's purple and orange together. So yeah, I ended up making security Lolbit, which I believe fits anyways. So she's in it. Her withering is different to every other security one because I wanted them to all look unique in their own way, and I like how this one came out. You'll probably like the model where she's fixed them all, but I don't know where that is in this one next. It might be the next one, I don't know. But anyways, let's get on to the next one. Okay, now we got the one that I showed on a teaser earlier, about an hour ago from where I am, but I'm not sure if this is coming out on the same day or not. Not really sure because it's going to take me a while to set up the add-on page, well, on MCpedia, but sort it out on there for people to download it. But I'm hoping I can get it out today, but it'll take me a little while because I've got to take screenshots of every single one and everything like that. But yeah, this is the new remodel for Springtrap. I believe his body came out well and everything else, and I'm happy with it. Let me know what you guys think about Springtrap. But anyways, let's get on to the next. Alright, now we're on to my favourite so far. This is Puppet Master from FNAF 2, of course. I really like how the mask came out. You can't really see the top of it. That's a bad camera angle for me, but the face shape looks very accurate. At least I would say to the games. I also added these little fingers because she had them in the game, and I didn't add them on my original model. And I believe these like stripes came out a lot better, so I'm happy with it. Let me guys know what you think in the comments, and let's move on to the next. Alright, now we're on to Bonnie the Bunny, the classic of course. Now, I had a lot of fun making this character. These were the third cast of characters I had made, if I do believe so. Because I first started with the Rockstars, then I went on to the Trash and the Gang. Oh wait, then there was the Mediocre Melodies, except for El Chip and Pig Patch, because I didn't do those till later on. And then I did the FNAF 1 characters. Or it was security characters, then the FNAF 1 characters. But yeah, I had a lot of fun making these guys. I'd say they have a drastic improvement to their original designs. For instance, with the body itself, it's more curved, shaped more like the FNAF 1 actual torso. Legs are actually built a lot better too. They actually have double layering to them. Arms don't know, but I've made him hold his guitar by bending the fingers into, so he's holding his guitar this time. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with him. But you guys let me know what you think about Bonnie the Bunny. On to the next. Alright, so now we have a character that has never shown up, I don't believe, in any of the, main FNAF games. But I wanted to add him, just because the FNAF movie kind of had a similar thing, where it was like a withered spring Bonnie. Which is what this is. This is a Withered Spring Bonnie, I believe. I think it was Withered Spring Bonnie. It does look like him. So, yeah. This is Withered Spring Bonnie. Which you can kind of do like a thing where you have Spring Bonnie, then Withered Spring Bonnie, then Springtrap. So, yeah. I think this model came out pretty cool. Obviously, it's a retexture, so, like, it's not going to be my favorite model. But, I'm happy with it, nonetheless. I don't think I should keep saying on to the next. But yeah, we're going on to the next. Alright, so now we have Shadow Freddy. Don't worry, I'm all the way back here. But yeah, now we have Shadow Freddy, and I managed to get him into his position. Well, the Golden Freddy position, but Shadow Freddy, I also put in the same position as Golden Freddy. But I think he came out really cool looking. I really like him. And I feel like the position also suits Shadow Freddy, so I feel like he came out pretty well, to be honest. I'm happy with him. I also have Golden Freddy too. He's not next though, I did have to look. The next one is not Golden Freddy. Anyways, let's get straight on to the next one. Alright, so now we have Security Bunny. This is another character from Season 0, and I think he came out pretty well. Does look very similar to Bonnie the Bunny, except for he has like the whole face sort of mask, and he also has 2 buttons, where original Bonnie I don't believe had any buttons. I could go have a look, because the regular Bonnie's over there, so I could have a look, but I'm not gonna. But I think he came out pretty good, and he's pretty tall and all, compared to human size. He's pretty tall. But that's why I wanted it to be, I wanted it to be kind of spooky and scary for when I do the series. Which I'm trying to work on new stuff I can add to the series to make it, stand out a little bit more, to make people want to watch it and enjoy it all the way through, except for there's a lot of stuff I got to do for that. There goes with scripts and editing styles and models to make them actually look good, so people go, wow, that's a cool model, But I probably shouldn't explain all that. Anyway, on to the next. Okay, so now we have Withered Security Chicken, which again is a new character from Season 0, which I've added. This is a broken down version of Security Chicken, which I don't believe I've shown Security Chicken yet. She'll probably pop up with the next batch of spawn eggs I get to spawn in. But I think she came out pretty cool for how I wanted her to come out. I mean, there's not really a way to say, like, this model looks bad because it's made on something that I've made, but I mean, I think it came out pretty cool though. I've also got a lot of other animatronics I want to do soon, but they're not ready yet, so yeah. Anyways, on to the next. Alright, so now we have Withered Security Bunny, which just a second ago we checked out Security Bunny. So this is another new character, original by me. I kind of like tilted his bow tie a bit, you know, broke his face up. He's losing an arm, kind of like how regular Withered Bonnie is, you know. But the other arm is actually practically full endoskeleton, except for the shoulder pad, which is still, you know, Security Bonnie's shoulder pad. Well, Security Bunny. Yeah. But I think he came out pretty cool. Also, something about it reminds me of another one that I've seen before. But I'm not really 100% sure. If you guys could let me know, because I feel like this looks like another character. But I'm not really 100% sure. It just feels familiar for some reason. Or maybe it's just because I've seen my own model so much from building it. Because this one took a while. But yeah, let's get on to the next. Okay, so now we have another animatronic, which is not from practically any of my seasons really. It'll probably pop up in season 5, just because they're probably there's going to be some burnt ones. But this is from Final Nights. I believe it's from Final Nights 3. Could be wrong there, but I believe it's from Final Nights 3. This is Burnt Foxy. Again, he's pretty tall. I don't even think we've seen Withered Foxy yet, or Unwithered Foxy, but we'll get on to them. Unless they're in the other chest, but yeah, we should hopefully get on to them. But I think he came out pretty good. I mean, I've got the other ones to show too, which this guy does look pretty cool, to be fair. I do like his jaw and everything. I think this is a massive improvement from the remastered Withered Foxy from before, when I lost the mod the first time and then I tried to remaster it. I find this now I love a lot more than the old one. I found it was too chunky on either side. But yeah, I like this one a lot more. It's more thin and it kind of fits Withered Foxy more. And I think the face shape actually looks more like Withered Foxy, but this isn't Withered Foxy, this is Burnt Foxy, so that's why it looks different. But anyways, let's get on to the next. Okay, so next we have Ned Bear. And if you've noticed, he's quite a bit shorter than Burnt Foxy over them. And that's just because they were shorter in FNAF 6, so I decided to shorten the mediocre melodies. They are around the same height, maybe slightly taller, than the original mediocre melodies, which never came out, which were the remastered ones, which never came out. I believe these look a lot better than the old remastered them. And this guy actually reminds me of Ned Bear. But yeah, I think he came out pretty well. There's one mediocre melody which is my favourite one, and I think you'll know as soon as you see it because of how cool I'd say it looks. But anyways, let's get on to the next. Okay, so this is Rockstar Freddy. Now I did go back and actually update him again for the second time because I had a first design for him, but I think this one came out a lot more. Like, for one, I double barreled his arms, so there's a second like square in the inside, which makes it look like it's more of a casing than anything, which I found that pretty cool. Looking at it, it does look pretty cool. His bow tie did change and all when I came back for the second, well, technically the third remaster, because I believe I remastered it in that old one too, although I can't remember. I don't think so. So this would technically be the second remaster of Rockstar Freddy, and I believe I really like his face quite a bit. With how the jaw is and everything, and how the head shape kind of, you know, goes around circular, which is what you kind of want being to it was in the game, I believe. I did have the pictures pulled up, by the way, while I was making these, so I knew what I was doing at the time, but I'm forgetful. I'm very forgetful, which is why I'm writing scripts now for my series, so everything connects properly, and there's not like weird retcons or problems that pop up in the series or anything else really, so it'll all fit together. Also, if you've been noticing, the song has been changing in the background like every, I believe, 10 minutes. So yeah. Anyway, on to the next. Okay, so this is Withered Security Bear. And I'm also not sure, is that a texturing issue on his bow tie? I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell. I'll fix it though if it is, because I'm not a huge fan of texturing issues like that. Even though it's like minute, it still kind of stands out. But yeah, I did like his design though. It came out pretty well. Fun fact though, the original security bit, I forgot to add the endoskeleton head underneath. So I had to re-add it to the withered security bear. I'm not sure if I re-added it to regular security bear or not. I'm not really 100% sure, but you can't really see it. Well, unless you actually like fly into the mask and then you'll see it. But apart from that, you won't really see it. So it's okay, I guess. But I will go back to it because it gets on my nerves. So I'll probably change it and add the endoskeleton head in the original one if it's not in there. If it is, then I don't need to do anything then. But yeah, on to the next. Okay, so this is Nightmare. Now, if you're wondering, yes, he is an absolute giant. First off, he usually crouches through the hallways in FNAF form, so I just believed he's pretty tall. Maybe not this tall, but it kind of fits for my series, which all these test animatronics, and hopefully I can do spawn eggs if someone lets me know about how to animate. These are all for my series, and their height ain't meant to be exactly accurate to the games. They're meant to be accurate to the lore of my series, which the Nightmares are like they're meant to be pretty big, and they're meant to be in a forest, which season 3 is the forest, and that's when they show up first. So yeah, that's why he's so huge, and even compared to Security Bear. But the FNAF 2 animatronics don't look too short compared to Nightmare. They still look short because they're only 4 blocks, and I believe Security Bear is like 3.5 blocks, so he's still pretty tall, like compared to me. But yeah, let's get on to the next. Okay, so now we have Withered Golden Freddy. And again, I put him in his signature sitting pose. Probably could have added the mic rolled off his hand, because I think it was like right there where his mic was, so it's kind of rolled off his hand, which I might end up adding that. But I think it came out pretty well. I will probably make the giant head version all eventually, but that'll take a while, so I haven't made it yet. I will eventually make it. Like I will eventually, just not right now, because I have a bunch of other animatronics to still do, and that will take a lot of time. And the release date for when I start season 0 is the 1st of the first month, 2026. So that's when I'll be officially back. For now, I'll do little updates on community posts for teasers of FNAF The Ultimate Collection 2, and also some bits on the FNAF series that I've been doing. I'll actually show you a bit of what the titles are going to be called, what's going to be upcoming after Bitstar Series 2, because there'll be little intermissions with his other stories too, which I'll have to show you. And I'll also show you a bit around the map, because the map has changed because I have to rebuild it. And before I was using this one from the marketplace, which was free, which was the Farm Life one, as the base, and then added the FNAF pizzerias on top. But this time it's completely built by me. The full thing is built by me. I have been using the Herx mod though for the building blocks, for the FNAF places and everything. But I'll be using my models for the series. I haven't actually put them in yet, because every time I add a new model, it decides to take it off my world, and that's just a hassle there. But anyways, let's get on to the next. Okay, so now we have Withered Freddy, which I haven't actually. I did show Unwithered Freddy. So this is the withered model of Unwithered Freddy, which I added that like one eye, which from one of the cameras it looks like one of his eyes is like the sort of eyes that Golden Freddy usually has. So I added that to his right eye. I added it to his right eye, and the other eye is still regular. If you want me to just keep them both regular, I can, but it kind of makes him look less like Unwithered Freddy, because he doesn't have much withering on him really. So that's why I think it kind of gives him a uniqueness by adding 2 different eye colors like that. But if you guys don't like it, I could always change it. You guys let me know what you want me to do with the mod. If you think any of these guys need improvements, let me know though in the description. Just don't say they're all bad. I need to actually know what's wrong with them so I can fix them. And like I've said, I don't know how to make walking animations, so if you comment something like make walking animations, I can't yet because I don't know how to do it. But if someone lets me know, or at least some of the codes of how to do it, I will get it done as fast as I can. So yeah, let's move on to the next. Okay, so now we have Pan Stan, and as you can tell, he's almost the same height as me, maybe slightly taller than me, but he's quite small, which is what I wanted because they're not meant to be too big anyways. They're meant to be soulless things that are just made out of pieces of twigs put together. And this one just has a pan in its head, but then there's also Bucket Bob, and Mr. Hugs is just a vacuum cleaner, and there's a couple others. But yeah, they were kind of simplistic, which is what I wanted them to be. They're not meant to be like overly over the top like with Freddy over there. Yeah, I think it came out how I wanted it to at least. But if you want me to update it or what you want me to do with it, just let me know in the comments. Anyways, on to the next. Okay, so this is Withered Foxy now, which I hadn't shown him yet. I'd only showed Burnt Foxy, but this is what I meant. But the jaw kind of looks pretty good from him. It kind of reminds me more of the FNAF Movie 2 one that we've recently seen. But we had the zoom in on the eyes, kind of reminds me of it. Which that one's literally just the official one, but in a movie style, which is more 3D. But yeah, I think he looks pretty cool. Wolverine is about accurate on him, except for the torso. I could have done a bit more. But apart from that, I really like his jaw though. I've just got to say that. I really like his jaw. It came out really well, and I'm happy with it. But yeah, let's get on to whoever's next. Alright, now we're on to Withered Bonnie, the guy who can't face the face that he doesn't have a face. Isn't that right, Withered Bonnie? Okay, just leave me with silence, alright? Sorry I hurt your feelings, man. But yeah, this is Withered Bonnie. I think it looks pretty good. Came out as well as I wanted it to, and his eyes are pretty much glowing there. So I think that looks pretty cool. Also, if you're wondering why everything looks so vibrant around, that is from the update that Minecraft came up with, which was the, what's it called, like the graphic update or something? I don't know, but it looks really good. I can't lie. I love it. It keeps everything bright, and this is the same sort of graphic thing I'm going to be using for when it comes to making the seasons of the FNAF. So it'll be all bright and visual, and then at night it'll be all dark, and yeah. And we also have shadows underneath us too, which also, the cool thing is, it also does it on the models I've been making. You can kind of see a shadow by them, and a shadow on with Foxy over there too. And there's a cloud going by there with a shadow. Yeah, and I think it looks pretty cool. Anyways, let's get on to the next character. Let me guess, it's probably going to be a Withered again. Never mind, I was completely wrong. That is a twisted animatronic. Yeah, that's not a Withered. I'm out of here. No, I'm on my way back. Yep, there I go. Yeah, I think Twisted Bonnie here came out pretty well. He's the only Twisted on this mod at the minute. There is no other Twisted so far. Only Twisted Bonnie, which I still like the old face, which is why I still kind of kept it kind of similar. But changed it up just so it looks more like Twisted Bonnie instead of just Bonnie with two side jaws, which I think it came out pretty cool. And I also had some withering on the torso a little bit more, to where there's like hanging bits too coming off, which was on, I believe, the original model too, which is why I added it. But anyways, on to the next. Okay, so now we have Glitchtrap. Also, if you're wondering why his whiskers look a bit weird, it's only when he's in the light. I think it's because of the graphic update that does that. Because when I put him in the dark in the graphic update, and that hasn't been changed as much in this graphic update, the darkness hasn't changed too much. It looks completely fine. And I believe once you turn the graphic settings off, the whiskers do look fine. But it doesn't really matter really to the series where Glitchtrap usually shows up, because he shows up in usually the dark areas or lit up areas that lit with, like, you know, light bulbs, not the outside world, so it'll be fine. For one thing, I did actually change his ears up from Bonnie's. It's longer on the top, shorter on the bottom instead of the other way around. There was no endoskeleton like my original design for Glitch Trap. The arms are completely different from any other one. Same with the torso and all. The torso is completely different to any of the animatronics in. And the legs too. They are actually quite different. And the head too. I believe the head looks pretty much like Glitch Trap, so I'm happy with it. And he's going to be the main villain for Season 1 and Season 2 and Season 4 and Season 5. And yeah, let's move on from this character. Okay, now we got good old Wet Floorball. As you can tell, he's quite short. Just because he was in the game and all, he was quite short. So he's still short, because Gregory was shorter than player model I am right now. And that's why I thought he should still be quite short to a regular human. Which, as you can tell, he has not changed from the original, because the original still looks good even now. I was really happy with this design. I don't see how much I could really change it. But yeah, I should probably move into the next, because this has already been shown before. So yeah, on to the next. Okay, so now we have Unwithered Golden Freddy. Now don't get confused with Unwithered Fredbear, because they are separate characters in this. This is just Unwithered Golden Freddy. As you can tell, he still has the same eyes, and his bow tie is still black, and his buttons are black, and also its top hat's still black. So yeah, he is Unwithered Golden Freddy, which don't really need to talk much about this character because he's just a recolor of Unwithered Freddy. So let's move on. Okay, so now we have Shadow Bear, well, Security Shadow Bear, and I think his design came out pretty well. Again, it's just another recolor of Security Bear and Golden Bear, but I still like him. I've always liked Shadow Freddy, that's why he's popped up in almost every season of the main series. But anyways, because he's a recolor, again, we're going to move on to the next. Okay, so now we have Rockstar Freddy, Rockstar Foxy. What am I talking about? Alright, I'm getting out of here again. Alright, I'm back. Okay. Right, so we're talking about Rockstar Foxy, not Freddy. And I really like his design. I think it's a lot better than the original Rockstar Foxy. 100% by the way, the original design was horrendous, might I say, but it's just showing my development through modeling. I mean, I'm getting better slowly. I'm developing and learning more different ways to build models and how to create, and learning what a pivot point was, because I didn't know that back then. So when I'd rotate stuff, I'd always, feel a bit odd because it wouldn't rotate properly, and then I wouldn't want to rotate blocks because I thought it would mess up the model. Well, now I know how to do it, so I can rotate jaws, I can rotate arms, and everything else. So yeah, I'm happy with it. Anyways, on to the next. Right, everyone, so here is Unwithered Foxy, because I also made him an arm. He's not really a recolor, because he also has his legs now. Yeah, he's got those fixed, and he doesn't have a endo hand no more, and he's not as broken. Yeah, I think he came out pretty cool, and his teeth are very bright and all, which is why I wanted it to be, because he's a fixed animatronic, not broken, so his teeth haven't withered yet. But yeah, anyways, on to the next, because the time of this video is getting quite long, and I didn't really want this one to be an hour long, but it might end up being. So let's move on to the next. Okay, so now we have Shadow Freddy V2 is what I call him, because I didn't know really what to call him. I could have called him Withered Shadow Freddy, but that wouldn't make sense because he's a shadow after all, so I just called it Shadow Freddy V2. And again, it's just another recolor. So I'm gonna swiftly, go past this guy. Also, you did notice that the music stopped during Unwithered Foxy, and he said Freddy again. Oh, whoa. Anyways, like I said, on to the next. Right, now I'm showing off 2 at a time, because I don't want this video to be too long, and it also gives me time to talk about them, because these two are both new, and completely new designs from their originals. I mean, for instance, Unwithered Chica has her hands. Rockstar Chica literally has a whole new, brand new model, which I'm happy with both of these. Also, this is the double-barreled arms again, kind of like Rockstar Freddy, Rockstar Foxy, Rockstar Chica, and Rockstar Bonnie. They all have the double-barreled arms, because I went back and you know, changed them up a little bit, just so, you know, they look different to the rest, and also gave them a little bit of height because they were shorter than this, and I wouldn't want them shorter than that. Also, you can tell the size difference between these two. I'm with Chica is taller. Anyways, on to the next. Okay, now we have Rockstar Bonnie, and I really like how his eyes turn up. Most of them actually have these eyes. I think the only one who doesn't was Rockstar Chica because I forgot to, which I'll probably add it. But I really like his design, and I decided, as you can tell, he has the stars, which all the original Rockstars did not have their stars, so I've added it to all of them. They all have their stars at least, which that's like the main point why they're Rockstars. So I mean, they deserve their stars at least. I am happy with this design. As you can tell, I'm only showing one here because this was the end of this path, but on the next one I will be showing two again. So yeah. Anyways, on to the next. Alright, here is Unwithered Bonnie and Endo 1. Now, I'm really happy with Endo 1 over here. He practically looks like the game variant. I mean, I'm really happy with how he turned out. That's pretty much all I've got to say, though. He looks accurate, that's about it. And then Unwithered Bonnie. I really like this guy. I really like the buck teeth, how they actually come out a little bit more. Can't really see it from this camera angle I've got it on, mainly because I need to fit both of them in the screen. But yeah, he does have the buck teeth that come down a little bit more, and I'm really happy with it. I mean, I'm happy with most of these models, to be honest. I don't think there's one that I necessarily dislike, but I do like most of these, and I'd like to know your opinions down below. Now let's get on to the next, before this video turns out to be 50 minutes long. Let's go. Okay, so here is Spring Bonnie, and as you guessed it, the Mimic. Yes, we have the Mimic here. He was never added in the original, at least this version of the Mimic. This is the one from Secret of the Mimic. I have not added the Ruin version of the Mimic yet, but I will need him for Origins. This guy kind of pops up in other bits, which I can't disclose yet because we haven't actually seen him in the main timeline yet. Yeah, he's going to pop up soon. I really like how his design turned out. He was a bit tricky to make because of how his head is so differently shaped, but I think I did pretty well. Like, don't get me wrong, there's probably stuff that I could improve on quite a bit with this model, but I'm happy with it nonetheless. And then, obviously, I'm happy with Spring Bonnie. Again, he is technically a recolor of Springtrap, even though he has two buttons and he's more fixed up, but again, he's technically a recolor. So let's just get on to the next now. Okay, now we have Blob. I'm going to do this really quick because this guy looks identical to his original design. He will be getting changed soon. I haven't done the fun times yet, so Baby's head couldn't be added, or the new Fun Time Freddy head. And he also needs to be bigger than how he is now because the other animatronics are the same size as him. Anyways, let's get on to the next. Okay, now we have Spring Bonnie V2, which is meant to be fixed Scrap Trap, which you haven't seen Scrap Trap yet, but this is the fixed version of Scrap Trap, which is Spring Bonnie V2. And then we also have Security Fox on my left side. Right for you, left for me, yeah. But I really like both of these designs. I'm especially happy with the fixed Scrap Trap design them. Like, he looks really good. And I've kept it skinny, but also gave him a sort of remodel just because I know a lot of people didn't really like the original Scrap Trap design, so I've kind of added my own sort of remaster to it. But you'll only see that once you actually see the actual Scrap Trap. This one, you can kind of tell it's different in its own way, but it does look similar. But once you see Scrap Trap, you'll be able to tell more how I've kind of made it a redesign more than anything. But yeah, anyways, let's get on to the next. Okay, so here is Shadow Trap and Security Lolbit. I think these designs came out really well. Again, Shadow Trap is just a redesign of Spring Bonnie. I mean, well, recolor is what I meant to say. He'll be popping up in Season 2, if any of you saw the reimagined version of Season 2, well, the first reimagine. We will have a second reimagine. I'm going to be reimagining every single series because Season 0 is new, never had a reimagine before or original, so it's completely new. Season 1 is going to have its second reimagined. Season 2 is going to have its second reimagined. Season 3 is going to have its first reimagined. And Season 4 is also going to have its first reimagined. And then obviously Season 5, Season 6, etc, etc. But yeah, and I really like a little bit too. We've already seen the Withered security a little bit, so I'm just going to get to the next one now. Okay, so now we have Pig Patch and Number 1 Crate, which I really like both of these. I mean, that one just looks so cute. And then I'd say that guy looks like Pig Patch. I feel like there is something off though, just can't really put my finger on it. Feels like something's off. You guys might be able to let me know though what's off, if you guys have actually watched this far, because this is quite a long video, and I wouldn't be surprised if some of you guys clicked off, because it is very long, to be fair. Let's go on to the next. Okay, so now we have Security Endoskeleton and Security Chicken. Well, Chicken. But yeah, these are 2 new characters for Season 0. And I think I did pretty well with these designs. As Jetso thought, when he looked at Security Endoskeleton, he said that kind of looks similar to Mimic in a way, which I kind of see what he means. It does kind of look like Mimic, just a tiny bit. Obviously not 100%, because Mimic has practically a different face, different body, different legs, different everything practically. But it does look similar. I can see what he means, to be fair. Security Chicken, I really like the design. I mean, it's Chicken, but an old vintage version practically. That's what I kind of went for with these designs. They're old vintage versions of the originals, but that does not mean Croc's Fun Park stole the designs from Fazbear Entertainment. But we'll get into that when it actually comes to the series, because there will be some lore and a lot of scripts written, which is gonna take a while. But like I said, it's going to come out 2026 on the 1st of the 1st. Now, I'm not 100% sure if it will come out on the 1st of the 1st, but it is coming out in 2026. It depends how fast I can get them scripts written, but I also don't want it to be sloppy either. So, yeah. Also, I'm probably going to leave this episode here and do a part 2. The chests weren't meant to mean there was going to be a part 1 and a part 2. That I just did that because I couldn't fit them all into one chest. I thought I could do them all in one video, and it turns out I couldn't. But don't worry, I did not forget to show you the map, which is what I'm about to do now. Okay, everyone. So, as I said, I was going to show you this at the end of the episode. I'm going to show a little more than just this pizzeria, because you guys have seen this, well, technically once, because it's similar to the remastered version. Has slight changes. There's not going to be stuff inside of it, because, as you know, for the series, Mike buys stuff to then put in the pizzeria, which then builds it up over time. There is some stuff changed. For one, William's house is actually different. I'll show you around there and all. I'm mainly going to stick to mainly the Season 1 side. In Part 2, I'll show you more of the Season 2 sides. I'm also going to show you the second Fredbear's location over there, and the first one that's over there. Anyways, let's go in. I should probably go a bit in first person here. Here's the design. Pretty similar here to the original from Season 1. Now as we go in, this looks pretty similar. Right? Turn to this side, there's a new door over there for one. The stage is going to change because the stage is a bit too big, because he's meant to buy other stages that get bigger. Again, there's still cobwebs. There's lights somewhere, but not all around the place. But it will get lit up as the story goes. There's also the blocked room over there. Very spooky, that back room. I'm not going to show off the kitchen because that'd be spoilers if nobody's seen the episode yet and they're new and then they see this and they get spoiled for when the series starts. I'm mainly going to show rooms that it doesn't really matter whether I show or not. But this room has had a remaster, complete remaster, different desk style. Practically the whole room's different. I try to fill it up with as much stuff as I could so it doesn't feel empty, you know? That's what I've been trying to do. Kind of makes it feel less empty. Obviously, with this part of the building. It's going to feel more empty. Then we have the arcade room, which I can't really say much about this room because that's spoilers with that over there. So let's just go back. Then there's also the closet from not from FNAF 1 really, but it's also in season 1, which is just a little closet. And fun fact, the original, I believe it was either in the original or with the original season 5, the portal was actually in this room, not where it is in the remaster of season 1. Now we also have what was this room even called? Technically it's going to be the prize card because there's going to be a hole in this wall this time when actually, you know, when Mike purchases it, because the store ain't going to be here beforehand, so I probably shouldn't have actually shown that room, but it's probably fine. This is where some of the other animatronics will be over there. Can't really say. In here is the part and service room with some Fredbear posters. There is meant to be the Wizards in here, but they're not in here yet because I haven't put on my mod to put them in there. I'm not going to show this room. Well, I can show a little bit. You can actually tell what it is from the outside anyways. So if I just go back just through here and around here, this is Fredbear's Family Diner Connected, which this does get explained again in Origins, which there's going to be a remaster for Origins and all, which this is technically its third one, but the first one was on a different channel, so I don't think many people actually saw that. So this is the back alley, which this is where, mild spoilers, but this is where Scrap Trap, I believe Molten Freddy and Lefty show up around here, maybe even Mangle and all, I can't remember. But yeah, there was no Circus Baby or Scrap Baby. I can't really say much about that because I would spoil some stuff. Then we also have William's house over here, which is still kind of incomplete. Like, this room's empty. This room's got a little bit of stuff in it. Up here, these are the rooms. I bet you can guess whose room this is with that Foxy plush on the side there. Yeah, that's Michael's room. I don't even need to, like, yeah, wait for someone to type in the comments. That's definitely Michael's room. Now this is Elizabeth's room. She has a Chica plush. I don't know why I just added a Chica plush. Now over here, this is meant to be Evan Afton, I believe is what most people go to call him by. Either Evan Afton, or it's Chris Afton, or it's David Afton. You know, there's a bunch of different names people came up with. I kind of stick with Evan Afton. Just think it just sounds right. So yeah, that's the crying child's room. And then upstairs, over here, there's nothing added up here, but there's going to be stuff in these. Over this side, this room is the FNAF 4 box. Still don't know what's in it. And then over here, this is William's and Clara's room, I believe is what most people call her by. I don't know what the canon name is. I don't even know if we figured out the canon name. But Clara's room, I'm not going to show what's behind there because that would be spoilers for Origins. Even people that had watched Origins won't know what's behind there because that's a new area, completely new. Over here, this is one of the rooms from William Afton's Origins and all, / FNAF Origins. Which, fun fact, this is where William builds the Mimic, because in this series, William builds the Mimic. Edwin is going to be a new character in the series, though. I do wanna make that happen where Edwin is in it. Over here is meant to be where the Rockstar animatronics, I believe, are. Don't think the mediocre melodies were in this one, though. And then over here, there's a lot of roads connecting to each other. I built the entire map. As you can tell, these walls are just meant to be so you can't see over to see there's nothing here. Then over here we have Fredbear's, the first original Fredbear's, which I tried to fill it up with more stuff. This room looks very similar to the original. well, second remaster. Which way should I go next? Probably over this way for the Fredbear's location, which some of you might know what this kind of looks like if you've seen any Gary's mod videos, for instance. But if I go down here, take a right. This right here, by the way, is going to be Henry's house. Henry Emily. This is the house they're going to be living in, which is actually right next to Fredbear's family diner. I don't know if some of you already know what this looks like. The inside will probably let you know. This might let you guys know what this might be. You know, parts and service for here and all. The main stage. It's the, just so anybody who doesn't know what this kind of looks like, it's the Gary's mod Five Nights at Freddy's map. The one that's quite popular. I had built it in because I wasn't really a big fan of the second Fredbear's location, so I just decided the Gary's mod map looks pretty cool. I'm gonna just add that in, which has all the different rooms, like this room back here too. Don't really need to show too much around, but yeah, it's pretty cool. I enjoyed building this. Took a little while though. I think it took 1.5 days to build, which I did build it ginormous, to be fair. But yeah, and I'm just gonna tease this, being so I've been showing Season 0 quite a lot. This over here is not finished yet, incomplete. This is Croc's Fun Park. The entrance is here. This side, right over here. This is Security Chicken's side. Over there is Security Fox's side. I've got to do Security Bears and Security Security Bunny, and also Security Lolbit. And I might be forgetting one too. I can also do Security Golden Bear too, because he's technically here too. And I need the two big pizzerias on either side too, that kind of connect underground, which I can't say anything about the underground because that'd be spoilers, but yeah. As you can tell, it's incomplete with even this. This is going to be a big parking lot here. And over there is meant to be a bunch of trees, so the road kind of ends there. But yeah, that's all I've got to show you for at least part 1. Part 2, I will show around the Season 2 side. I may even show Season 3's area too, for anybody who never saw Season 3. You get to see it there. But apart from that, I'm going to show Season 3, Season 2, and any other areas that are new over there too. But yeah, for now, that's pretty much the end of this episode. Thank you everybody who stuck to the end. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Springforce signing out.